everyone! Today we're diving into the world of the 20 rarest foods on Earth. These foods are so extraordinary, they make your everyday snack seem dull. Some of them come with a hefty price tag, some are downright bizarre, and a few might even make you squirm. Let us know in the comments, which of these foods would you dare to try? Alright, let's get started. First up, we have white truffles from Italy. These are like the diamonds of the food world. They grow underground and special dogs are trained to sniff them out. They cost between $2,000 and $4,000 per pound. Imagine spending that much on mushrooms. Next, we have Kopi Luwak, a coffee that's made from beans eaten and pooped out by a cute animal called a civet. Yep, the beans go through the animal's tummy and come out ready to make some fancy coffee. It costs $100 to $600 per pound. Would you try a cup of this special coffee or stick with hot chocolate? Comment below. Now let's meet the Matsutake mushroom. These mushrooms only grow in certain forests and are really hard to find. They cost $500 to $2,000 per pound. They're kind of like the picky eaters of mushrooms. They only like certain trees. Would you try these rare mushrooms? Check out the Yubari King Melon from Japan. These melons are super sweet and perfect. Some have even sold for over $20,000. Can you imagine paying that much for a melon? Would you take a bite or save it just to show off? Let us know in the comments. How about black ivory coffee? Elephants eat the coffee berries and then the beans are collected, after they come out the other side. It sounds funny, but it makes the coffee taste really smooth. It costs $500 to $1,000 per pound. Would you drink this or are you sticking to juice? Type elephant coffee if you'd be brave enough. Ready for something dangerous? Meet fugu, a type of pufferfish. It can be super poisonous if it's not cooked just right. Only special chefs are allowed to make it, and it costs $100 to $500 per serving. Would you try this fish, or would you rather eat something safer? Let us know. How about soup made from bird spit? Yep, bird's nest soup is made from nests built with the saliva of birds called swiftlets. People think it's really healthy and it can cost up to $10,000 per kilogram. Would you take a spoonful or does that sound too gross? Comment bird nest if you'd give it a try. Next up, we have hop shoots. These are tiny plants that come from the hops used to make beer. They're really hard to pick, which is why they can cost up to $1,000 per pound. They say they taste a bit like asparagus, but with a twist. Would you pay that much for a green veggie, or is that a no from you? Meet gooseneck barnacles. These little sea creatures grow on rocks that get smashed by ocean waves. Brave harvesters, called perseveros, risk their lives to pick them. They cost around $100 to $200 per pound, and they say they taste just like the ocean. Would you try one, or does this sound too risky? Check out Iberian acorn-fed ham from Spain. These special pigs eat only acorns, which makes their meat taste super nutty and delicious. It costs $150 to $500 per pound, and it takes years to cure. Would you like to taste this fancy ham, or is it a little too pricey for a sandwich? Let us know. Now let's talk about almas caviar. This fancy fish eggs come from a rare sturgeon and are packed in a gold tin. They can cost up to $34,000 per kilogram. That's like buying a car, but for fish eggs. Would you try a spoonful of this fancy treat, or is it just too much? Type caviar lover if you would. Next is saffron, the most expensive spice in the world. It costs about $500 to $5,000 per pound. Why is it so pricey? Each saffron strand is hand-picked from the crocus flower, and you need a lot of flowers for just a little spice. Would you use this special spice in your cooking or stick to salt and pepper? Ever heard of Tequila Ley .925? This is a super fancy tequila that comes in a bottle made of pure platinum and gold. It costs about $3.5 million a bottle. That's enough to buy a small house. Would you sip this fancy drink, or are you more of a soda person? Comment party time if you'd go for it. Here's another drink for you, Moët and Chandon Champagne. This is the fancy bubbly drink that's served at celebrations. Some bottles can cost over $2,000. You might see this at weddings or big parties. Would you toast with this expensive drink or just stick to juice? Let us know in the comments. Next up is fasaner, a rare bird meat from Sweden. It's super hard to find and can cost about $300 per pound. This dish is fancy and often served at high-end restaurants. Would you give it a try, or does chicken still win in your book? Write bird buffet if you're curious. Let's talk about beluga caviar, another fancy fish egg treat. This caviar comes from the beluga sturgeon and can cost up to $10,000 per kilogram. It's considered a luxury food, so it's often served at special occasions. Would you try it, or is that just way too rich for your taste? Check out La Bonat potatoes from France. These special potatoes grow in sandy soil and are hand-picked. They can cost around $300 per pound. People say they have a unique flavor that's worth every penny. Would you pay that much for potatoes, or is that just silly? We're back to fugu, but this time it's in sashimi form. This is the same fish we talked about earlier, and it's prepared raw. It can cost $150 to $300 per dish. Would you be adventurous enough to try this raw delicacy, or does sushi sound safer? Comment sushi lover if you'd go for it. Have you ever tried Tibetan yak butter tea? This tea is made with butter from yaks, which are big hairy animals that live in Tibet. It costs about $5 per cup. It's said to be super nutritious and gives you lots of energy. Would you drink this, or is hot chocolate your go-to? Last but not least is Jamon Iberico de Bellota, another super fancy ham from Spain. This ham comes from pigs that eat only acorns and can cost up to $1,500 per leg. It's considered the best ham in the world. Would you try it, or write ham heaven if you'd give it a shot? And there you have it. 20 of the rarest, strangest, and most expensive foods in the world. Some of these might be fun to try, while others are not so much. If you could try just one, which one would it be? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more fun food adventures. Remember, trying new things can be exciting, and there's always something cool to learn about food. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.